Hello everyone, my name is Shravani. I'm from ITD. Today we are discussing about basic concepts of JavaScript. In this video, we're gonna cover these 5 basic concepts: variables, arrays, functions, objects, and loops. First, variables. In simple terms, variables in JavaScript are like containers. They hold different types of information or values. We can give a variable a name, we can assign a value to it, and then we use that name to refer that value throughout the code. In JavaScript, we have 3 types of variables. There are a let, const, and var. When a variable is assigned in the type let, we can reassign its value. For example, here we gave let x is equals to 10, and in the same in the same code, we can change its value. Like in the next step, when we gave x is equals to 15, the value of x will be changed to 15. And const keyword is used when we decided not to change the value, so the value cannot be reassigned. Here when we gave const g is equals to 9.8, in the code we can't change the value of g again. And var is another type of variable. This is a function scoped variable, and we declare, for example, let us declare a variable using the var keyword. Var name is equals to Shravani. As it is a string, we gave it in a single quotations. So variables are essential in programming as they allow us to store and manipulate the data easily. Arrays. Arrays in JavaScript are like collection of items stored in a single variable. Arrays are the homogeneous data types. So in arrays, each item is positioned at its specific index. Arrays indexing starts from 0, and it can hold mixed data types. We can give numbers, strings, or objects in arrays. So let us take an example. Here let fruits is equals to apple, banana, cherry given. So in the indexing starts from 0. Here apple gets an index of 0, and banana with an index 1, and cherry with an index 2. When we use console.log for printing the values in the array, when we use fruits of 1, so accessing data in the arrays, we use index numbers. Here when we give fruits of 1, and when we give 1 in the subscript, here we get banana because it has index 1, and when we use 0 we get apple. When we use fruits of 2 we get cherry as an output. So next concept is functions. Functions are reusable blocks of code, so they allow us to group a set of instructions. We can call it or execute it whenever we need. So the definition is here: functions are reusable blocks of code that perform special tasks when called. These takes parameters and returns a value. So this is example for function declaration. When function add a comma b and return a plus b is given like this. So this function takes 2 inputs a and b, and it returns a value of a plus b. So when this function is called, this entire block of code is executed, and it returns the value of a plus b. So the function expression is given in this way. Here we took an example: const multiply. We gave we give two parameters a and b and return a into b. This function takes 2 parameters as inputs, and it returns a value of a and b. So we can also use arrow functions like this. So the benefits of functions are like they promote the code reusability. That means we can use the specific block of code again and again without writing it again. Objects. Objects are in JavaScript. Objects are like containers. These allow us to store various types of data and functions together. With objects, you can group related data together. We can organize a programming logic in a structured way and in an understandable way. Here we took an example like let car is equals to, here make we gave an BMW, model we gave Roadster, year 2021, and we gave a function. Here the car started. So accessing objects can be done in 2 types. We can access using dot, or we can access using bracket. Here when we give card.make, the output comes like this. So the advantages of using the objects are like we can group related data together. This makes easier to manage complex data structures. Loops. Loops are used to execute a block of code multiple times. There are different types of loops in JavaScript, the for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop is used when you know how many times you want to execute a block of code. That means here, for example, we took for let I equals to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. And when you gave console.log of I, this loop executes 5 times from I equals to 0 to I equals to 4. This loop executes. Mean we get the output we get is 5 i's. This is a for loop. This is used when we know the number of times the code should be repeated. The loop should be repeated. So while loop is entry control loop. This loop is only executes until the condition is true. So we declared a variable and we initialized it with a value 0, and while j less than 3, when we gave console.log of j and we incremented j plus plus, here this loop is executes until the j is less than 3. And do while loop is a exit control loop. That means even the condition is false, this loop executes once. That is after executing once, this loop checks the condition. Here let k equals to 0, console.log k in the do, and after while we gave k less than 3. So in this one, when k is equals to 4 also, this loop executes once and then it checks the condition. These loops are very helpful for iterating of arrays, objects, and this perform repetitive tasks in JavaScript. Each loop has its use case depending on the situation we encounter. And that's it. This is about the basic concepts, and thank you.